Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. My name is Jason. I'm hanging out here with Trenton behind the camera. If it's your first time here, we really appreciate you stopping by. If you're one of our previous viewers or subscribers, we really appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much for your continued support. Before we get into today's episode, I did want to say that we have chosen our winner for our Kubi knife giveaway. Our winner is Colby. Colby, your items are already on their way to you, so be looking out for those. If you enjoyed the content of our very first video, which was the Kubi knife giveaway, we plan on doing more giveaways. If there's particular knives that you'd like to see us give away, then definitely leave us your thoughts down in the comments. We appreciate everybody who participated in the giveaway. Now today's video is going to be on small pocket knives. We've got a large variety of them on the table. We think that any one of these would be a great addition to anybody's EDC collection. So let's hang out and talk knives right here on the Diamond Knife Company. All right, here they are, all of the small blades that we're going to be looking at today. We have a large variety, as I had mentioned. I just wanted to have a good selection so that hopefully there's something on the table that will speak to any one of you. Like I said, I think any of these would be a great addition to any EDC collection, so let's get into them. The first one is going to be this KANSEPT mini UNDEAD, and this one we've showed in a previous video. This one is from my personal collection, but what really drew me to this knife was just the overall aesthetics of the knife. I didn't think it was going to be as small as it actually is, but even though it is that small, it's still a super cool knife. LINERLOCK design, G10 scales, small chopper blade on this one. Has no pocket clip, so I did throw the lanyard on there so it'd be easier to fish out of the pocket. Even though it is small, and you can see that it is a LINERLOCK there, even though it is small, it still fires really well. The detent on this knife is really strong, so it works just really well for being as small as it is. I think this would be a great starter knife for anybody, and that's really what all of these knives are all about, is bringing people into the knife world that may not already carry a knife, or as a backup knife. This next one that we'll look at is from Cold Steel, and this is their Micro Recon 1. Super cool design on this knife as well. It is a lockback. It's got a cool shape to the blade there with that drop point. It's got a lanyard hole in the scales, but no pocket clip on this one. So you might, if this is something that you think would be good for your collection, but not sure about not having a pocket clip, you could always put a lanyard on it, and that would definitely help with deployment, getting it out of the pocket. So about the same size as that KANSEPT. Most of these first ones are going to be about the smallest knives that are on the table, but super cool carry there. This next one is going to be from Buck, and this is going to be their BANTAM, the NANO BANTAM, and it is another lockback. And you can see what I really like about this knife is the scales. I like the classic design on the blade. And I like the fact that they did add a lanyard hole to this knife, but similar to that Cold Steel, but this one's going to be really a thinner carry than the Cold Steel Recon. You can see that the size of the actual, or I should say the width of this knife, is substantially thinner than the Recon. So just depending on your hand size, that'll probably let you know which knife's going to work best for you. But I really do like this knife, and the main thing for me is the scales. I really just like the design that they have going on here. So this next one we're going to look at is going to be one from KERSHAW. This is their CHIVE. It is assisted opening knife. And this model we're going to be looking at is the pink. This is the one that we sell the most of at our store. We do offer it in blue as well, but the pink just really sells the best. You can see that there, that it is going to be a liner lock on there. It does give you a lanyard hole, and it does give you a pocket clip, but there's only one way to carry it, and that is tip down. And it's for right hand carry only. Now the cool thing about this knife is that they do have the lock right here. So if you're throwing this in a bag, if you're got it down in your pocket, you can push this forward here, and then that will keep the knife from deploying in your pocket. So really cool design. But that is the CHIVE from Kershaw. The next one that we're going to look at is going to be a LOCKBACK, and this one is from Browning Knives, and this is their small Patriot. And see if I can get a shot of that, but you can actually see it's super cool that they've got the flag, American flag, etched into the blade, and then they've got the blue hardware along with the back lock. It's all like that anodized blue color, so super cool. Got the Browning on the handle there. And I like the design on this. I like the hole that's cut out in the blade. They do give you a lanyard hole on this one as well, because there is no pocket clip. So even if you wanted to carry this on maybe a split ring or keys or something like that, you could definitely do that as well with that lanyard hole being so close to the end of the knife. But you can see the reverse of the blade. They've got that on here as well, the American flag. So super cool little lockback from Browning, and that is their Patriot, the small Patriot. Now this next one we're going to look at is another one from Cold Steel, and this knife belongs to my wife. This one is the Mini TUFF LITE, and this is her favorite EDC knife. She uses this one at work almost daily, and ever since I've given her a knife, she really likes this knife. She actually has another one on the table we'll be looking at here shortly. Those are the two that she always carries with her. But this is just a great EDC for, especially in just everyday little tasks, especially in an office setting, opening packages and whatnot. This is obviously a lockback design, which I think Cold Steel has their specific name for their actual lockbacks, and I don't know if that's the same for this model, but like I said, we'll leave the links down in the description box, and you can jump over there and get all the fine details for each of these models. But you can see that there, they do give you a pocket clip that you can carry this. Now it's the same as like on the Kershaw. You only get one side to carry it on, so it is going to be right hand carry and tip down only. But they do give you the large lanyard hole there, so if you did decide that you wanted to take the pocket clip off and then just drop it in your pocket with a lanyard, you could do that. But for as small of a knife as this is, if you choke up on it, you can see that I can get this whole knife in my hand, and which is really great. So this knife doesn't really carry like a small knife. In the hand it doesn't, but in your pocket it will. So that's really great about this knife. So if you work in an office setting, or you know, you've never carried a knife before and you're looking to maybe get into it, then this is probably one that you might want to look at. The next one that we're going to look at is this Kershaw, the Launch 9, and this one is an auto. And we have featured this one on one of our other videos. Some of you guys may have already seen this one. It did not have a lanyard on it yet, but now you can see that it does, because this one has gone into my personal collection. Super cool little knife. I didn't think it was going to be as small as it is, but it's still manageable. You can see the design there with the aluminum scales. It's got a like integral backspacer there. Lanyard hole where I've put the lanyard through. A little tricky. It's a little narrow, but it can be done. you can get that paracord through there. You just got to kind of fish it through there. Deep carry pocket clip. Does not have the recessed screws, but it still goes in the pocket very well. And it is on this one, it does give you the option to carry left hand, and it will be only tip up carry left or right. But just super cool design on that blade. Just really like the design of that blade with the fuller in there. There you can get a shot of the button lock right there, and give you a shot of the inside construction on that one. So see that, and you can see that lanyard where I had to have it go through the back portion there. And then if I come around a little bit more, I might be able to give you a shot. You can kind of see in there where the button lock is. Yep, you can see that right in there, right behind the blade. That's the button lock. So super cool design on this knife. You can see the blade material there. If I can get it in the shot for you, maybe I'm going the wrong way. There we go. So CPM 154, super cool stuff. One of my favorite blade materials. You can see that it is a USA made knife. So, and then Kershaw, you can see Kershaw there on the clip. So really love this knife. If you're looking for an auto, a smaller auto, that might be an option for you guys. Now this next one is from BOKER, and it's going to be one of their small Kalashnikovs. And this one you can see is the Tonto version. It's got the black coated blade. It's got this like almost like a rubbery type plastic material. It doesn't feel like straight up plastic, but it doesn't feel like straight up rubber either. It's just got a very specific feel to a texture to it. But it does have a lanyard hole there. Is a button lock, and then you can see the open construction there. And then I'll show you the back of the knife here with the clip. You do get a deep carry, super deep carry pocket clip. And this one, I don't know if this one's reversible. It may be reversible. It looks like, since it does come from the back, the very back of the knife, that you may be able to reverse it. I'm not sure. But as of right now, it looks like it's just going to be right hand carry, and it would be tip up. But just a fun little knife. I know that BOKER has made these in the larger sizes. They have made them with autos as well. You can see there that this is AUS 8 blade material. So not the highest quality. It's definitely a budget folder, but still just super cool. And like I said, if you're just getting started out, or if it's a backup blade, then you don't really have to have, you know, the greatest blade material on this smaller knife. And I think that it just would make a great little EDC to carry, and something that you could beat up on and you wouldn't have to worry about losing it or messing it up. Now this next one we're going to look at is going to be from RYDER, and this is their brass lockback. So this is more of a traditional carry, and that's why I really wanted to have just a different variety of knives on the table. I really love anything that's a knife, and I'm sure that most of you will too. Now there's knives that I appreciate, but I wouldn't necessarily carry, and so some of these might fall into that category for some of you, but I'm pretty sure that you'll still appreciate the creativity and the designs of the knives. So your standard lockback design, back here at the butt of the knife, does have a lanyard hole. It is a smaller lanyard hole, but you could still probably fish some smaller cordage through there, or maybe even some leather. And then you can see the scales here, the brass scales. They're pretty shiny right now, but once you start carrying a knife like this, and you start putting some wear on those handles, they'll start picking up some patina really quick, and that was just gonna give the knife even that much more character. Then you can see the grind on the blade there, and then with that clip point, just a super cool traditional style knife. Now the next one we're going to look at is one from CRKT. Most of you will know this knife because it's been around for quite some time. This is the SQUID, and this is the other knife that my wife carries. And this is, over the cold steel, this is probably her favorite knife of all that she has. I just resharpened this one for her because she uses it a lot at work. And just a classic design. It's a little bit heavier of a carry because of the liners being out of, I mean the frame being out of all metal, but still just a really solid knife. You can see it is a frame lock. You can see the pretty deep carry there. Still have the lanyard hole right there that's part of the back spacer. You can see that right there. Open construction, so it's easy to keep clean. Just blow that out of there. But again, like most of these knives on the table, this knife is only going to be right hand carry, and it's going to be only tip up with that pocket clip. But really just overall great. It's got decent blade stock on there. And then those thumb studs are really nice because it makes it really easy to deploy the blade. I really enjoy this knife as well. It's just a great overall, just a solid feeling knife. Can do really good work. It's not a, I mean, it's not a super slicey knife. You can see that it's the grind on it's about halfway up, but still it does a fair job. So if you're looking for something that maybe you like frame locks, you like all metal handles, then this knife might be a good knife for you. As I mean, it's a little bit larger as a small knife, so this one you could carry in your main pocket and you know, and carry this as your main carry. This knife would definitely make sense to do something like that. This next one is another one out of my personal collection, and we've already viewed this on a previous video, and this one is the CIVIVI Baby Banter. Really like this knife. I like the design of the overall design of the knife, the shape of the blade, the shape of the handle, how the handle drops down back here, so it makes this knife just really feel like a larger knife than it actually is. You can see that it goes all the way to the edge of my hand using that front choil there. Very comfortable, carries in the pocket like a small knife, but in the hand a lot larger. And then you can see I've already added a lanyard and a Damascus bead to the knife. So really like this knife. It is a LINERLOCK design. It's got the G10 scales on it. You can see that it does have the barrel spacers there in the design, full open design. And just overall, just a great carry, a light carry. And it does give you the option to carry left or right. You can see right there in the scales that it's milled out so that you can drop the pocket clip in there, so you can carry it left or right. Only tip up carry though. But the great thing about it is that they did recess, you can see right there that they did recess the screws into the pocket clip, so that is extremely flush. You can see when that slides in your pocket, there's going to be no obstruction. So this are really just overall just a solid design and a solid carry, and I think a great addition to anybody's EDC collection. Now the next one we're going to look at is going to be from RYDER, and this is more of a classic design knife. It's just like your standard slip joint. But the cool thing about this knife is that you can see this piece right here that's sticking up, and what that is, it turns this into a LINERLOCK. So you can actually push that, you can push that over a little bit more and just really get a solid lockup on the blade, and you've got a just traditional style folder that now has a lock on it, and now you have more confidence in using a knife like this without the fear of the knife the blade actually folding over onto your hands when you have it right here. So super cool design. I like the traditional style shape on the blade. You got the nail nick there. I like the design of the material that they used for the handle. I like the brass liners there. You can see that there on the back. I'll show you. Just really, really cool. I even like that it's asymmetrical on those brass liners, because one of them is for the liner lock and the other one is just a liner. So yeah, I really like this knife, and if anybody likes traditional style knives but don't like that they don't have a lock, well, this one might be one for you to take a look at, because I think with that liner lock option, that really is going to add, it's really going to add to the possibility of carrying this in your pocket as an everyday carry. Now we've got two more to look at, and I'm going to show you, the next one I'm going to show you is going to be this one right here from Rough Rider as well, and this one is their SOWBELLY. Now this is going to be a Stockman design, you know, another super traditional carry. This one is 100% a slip joint carry. But the great thing about this knife, and I thought was super cool about it, is these scales they glow. So, and they glow really, really bright. We've definitely tried it out, and it just is a super cool, I think, upgrade to a traditional style knife. So if this is a style knife that you like and you want something that's going to have a little, you know, it's going to have a little more character to it, this might be a knife for you to check out. But you can see the 3 different blade styles that it has on it there. And like I said, it's all 100% slip joint design. You can see that it has the brass liners in there as well. So just a really, really good looking knife. And I think it's really cool that it has the glowing scales on it, and then it does have the Rough Rider, if I can get that, and it does have the Rough Rider badge on it right there, their logo. So all right, and then one more to look at, which is going to be this Japanese style folder. This one is, it's sort of like a liner lock in design. However, it does not lock. It doesn't even have the friction at all where it would lock into place. So these are, you can see that, well, I'll get you a shot right here. You can see the construction of that, where that pin just goes through there, and it's the same thing on both sides. So you can see that right there as well. And then I'll show you the back of this knife. So what's going to hold it down is actually these tabs right here. Once you open the knife and bring that all the way around, and when you turn it around and actually have it in your hand, either your palm of your hand or your thumb, either your thumb on here pressing down on the handle, which I'm assuming that's probably the way you would use it, or your finger pushing down like this. But that's going to be what keeps the knife from folding back on itself. So now I don't know, I think it's a super cool design. I like the aesthetics of the actual blades. You can see that that one right there is more of a comes to a really fine point, and then it does have the design in the blade, and then this style of blade as well. See that there, and then it kind of just comes over into this. I'm not sure what the material is on this. I'm sure that it's like meant to be like a bone style type of material, but I just like the way that they've put those divots in there and then darkened those. I just think it looks really, really nice. So super cool knife. I don't know if this one would really be one that you'd want to carry in your pocket, but I thought it was small enough that maybe if you slipped it into like a little small leather sheath and then just drop that down in your pocket, that might be an option. But I just think it's a super cool knife overall. I just really like the design. I think it's something different, and maybe some of you out there might think the same. So that's going to be pretty much it. That's all the folders, the small folders that we had to take a look at today. I think that any of these would make a great addition to anybody's EDC collection. So I'm going to go ahead and bring you guys back out, and I'll give you my final thoughts for this episode. All right, there you have it. Small EDC pocket knives that I think would make a great addition to anybody's collection. Let us know if you like any of these knives, or any of these knives that you just absolutely do not like. Leave us your thoughts down in the comments. If you've made it to the end of the video, we really appreciate you for hanging out. Well, that's going to pretty much do it for this episode. Oh, before we get out of here, though, I did want to mention that, well, I've already mentioned that we'd like to do another giveaway. So leave us the thoughts down in the comments for what types of knives, or maybe a specific knife you'd like to see us give away. Leave us your thoughts down in the comments. That way we can go through those and figure out which knife is going to be the best giveaway for our next giveaway video. All right, until then, guys, you know the deal. Let's remember to keep those tips up.